Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, June 16th, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is my thoughts create mystical realities. And today we are creating our realities with this new moon in Gemini. So new moon is always an amazing time to plant seeds, intentions. I like to always add to put out there when you are putting out intentions or whatever your process is around the new moon for the highest good of all. Because ultimately that's what our soul wants, and we do want to be on this path with our soul. So the new moon is happening at 7:05 a.m. Pacific time. It is happening at 25 degrees, so that is that 7 degree. So that brings in the mystical elements of Neptune. Neptune loves the number 7. And the Sabian symbol for this is a gardener trimming large palm trees. And this is just reminding us of our intellect, our knowledge, our thoughts, and how we have discretion and discernment when it comes to tuning into our thoughts. You know, the thing that's coming up for me with this is how much of what you think, how much of it you actually believe, how much of it's true, how much do you actually resonate with, or are you being like a parrot? I mean, we all have that parrot part of us that, I can't tell you how many times I have read a headline to my friend and be like, okay, I haven't read the article, I know nothing about this, but I read this headline, and then all of these things that follow from it. We're amazing storytellers. We tell so many stories. And so I think this new moon is reminding us in your stories to tune into yourself and be like, whoa, do I believe this? Could this be true? And, I think Saturn was in Sagittarius, reminding us to be open. And so now we're diving into Scorpio. Does this resonate? Does this feel true? Does this, I don't know, how does this serve me? How does this serve my root chakra energy? So look at these things. And then I think the other really interesting thing about this new moon is that it's actually conjunct Mars. So Mars is Gemini, stirring up our thoughts and having us take action with our thoughts. So there's so much power and action behind this new moon. And so, when dealing with power, when you're dealing with Mars, I think it's really important to be clear. I have done some of my B school, I have not finished it, but one of the things that I had written above my desk at home is, what do you want and why do you want it? Get clear so that you can take the action. This action is happening. Physical things are coming from these thoughts. So get really clear, be like, I am on this train, I'm looking this way, and this is where I'm going with it. Be aware of the worlds that you are creating with your thoughts. I think that's the most important thing with this new moon because it feels really powerful. There's so much interesting astro energy. Like, it's just so fascinating to me when I look at it in the big picture. I'm like, wow, what a time. With Neptune retrograde helping us dive in and tune into our intuition, tune into the truth of our soul, the core of our soul. And meanwhile, lighting that up, we have Jupiter, which is like expanding our light with Leo, and Venus coming in there, adding value and balance to it. And then we have Saturn in Scorpio, taking us into our deepest old patterns, our root, whether it's from this life or other lifetimes, getting us into there. And all of this feeds into our thoughts and how we move forward in the world. So there's just so much incredibleness that is taking us onto our new journey, following our yellow brick road. So be very clear, through this day, because it's not just like the new moon happens and it's like, oh, well, I can let it go. This new moon energy, it starts something and it's moving through the day. And then speaking of that, the moon's actually going to shift into Cancer at 3:51 p.m. So, again, Pacific time, moon in Cancer brings up our feelings. So we have this feeling energy that's going to come and meet this thinking energy. So be kind to yourself in that evening. Nurture yourself. Take care of yourself as that moon moves into Cancer, because that all feeds into your thoughts, which all feeds into those realities that you are always busy creating. So beyond that, the cards I pulled letting go. And what came up for me with this is letting go of those things that you think that aren't true, those stories that aren't serving you, those ancestral patterns that we hold on to. I think one of the ones I'm always working with is this pattern of thought that I know my mom carries and my grandfather used to say, and all my siblings are working through it, I hope. And it's sometimes your best isn't good enough. And I am working through that, letting that go. Because I carry that and it comes up for me and I'm like, whoa, I don't actually think that. I might hear it, I might hear the voice, but my soul does not believe that. And so it's time to really embrace what I do believe, which my best is always amazing. I'm always showing up and doing the very best I can, and that's absolutely incredible. So the other card, besides letting go, is integration. And this is integration of all those parts. As I see this, with the story I just told you, the little girl in me who used to hear, your best isn't good enough, she needs to integrate with adult me who's like, hey, you're doing an amazing job. It's time to bring those pieces together. And this is what Saturn and Scorpio is helping us get into those dark pieces that we still carry and bringing them here into the light, into the love, where they can be embraced and realize that their best is absolutely perfect. So there's that. Happy new moon in Gemini. What an incredible time. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.